Alright guys, I decided to make a video about the book of Enoch because, I've been hearing a lot about it, and I figured I would say what I knew about it and before I researched it, but something's telling me to make a video about it, and so I'll say what I know. As far as I know, from the beginning, from the beginning of the Bible, Enoch supposedly was righteous and was taken by God. He was like the only one not to die, or one of the only ones not to die in the Bible. Hearing that, I always wondered, what do you mean he took him? What happened? So I'm guessing the book of Enoch kind of speaks more to that. I don't know, but what it does speak about is fallen angels. As far as what I've heard. Fuck, fucking hiccups, man. Fucking hate them. Okay. Anyways, fallen angel. Son of a bitch. But you know what? It's alright, because I kind of think this whole thing is ridiculous. So it makes sense for me to have hiccups. Just adds to the hilariousness of this situation. Alright, fallen angels, half-breeds, whatever, giants, things like that, and we got all these people thinking there was giants and whatever. Probably were some damn giants. Probably some giant trees too. Like that rock formation, the one that they say is a rock, but it's a tree. It looks like a tree stuff. Anyways, listen. I'm not knocking anybody's shit. I'm not yucking anybody's yams here. I'm saying that, I don't know what I'm saying, okay? No, what I'm saying is the fact that I don't know what I'm saying, okay? Alright, I'll get serious. Book of Enoch, from what I've heard, talks about all that stuff, alright? So we got people that believe that there was giants and people are covering it up. You got people that believe the ruling elites are part of this bloodline. Whatever. Alright. So I looked up the book of Enoch. This is an AI overview from Google. So take it how you will. The book of Enoch, specifically 1 Enoch, is an ancient Jewish apocalyptic pseudo-pedagogical work attributed to the biblical patriarch Enoch. It details the fall of the Watchers, angels, the origin of the Nephilim, which is half angels, half human, for anybody who doesn't know, Enoch's journeys through heaven, and Masonic prophecies. While influential in early Christian and Jewish circles and quoted in the New Testament book of Jude, it was excluded from the most chronicled scriptures. Alright, and that's where it piqued my interest, and probably lots of other people's interest. Why was it excluded? Naturally, you're gonna think it was excluded because they don't want us to know about it. They don't want us to hear about it. All right, but there's other stuff in the Bible, that's kind of unbelievable. So let's show more. All right, key aspects and teachings according to AI overview on Google. The Fallen Angels Watchers, the primary narrative, often called the Book of Watchers, describes angels descending to earth, marrying human women, and teaching forbidden knowledge, which brings corruption and necessitates the Great Flood. Oh yeah, that's another thing I knew, that it was before the flood, and there's people that believe that they survived. The bloodline survived the flood. All right. Masonic prophecy. The text includes early distinct references to the Son of Man, a Masonic figure and a future kingdom which influenced early Christian thought. Don't know much about that, but I've heard that reference. Now, you can get into murky waters with that because there's two different things that sound similar when it comes to that. Can't get into it. All right, cosmology. I'm learning here. It describes Enoch's travels through various heavenly, earthly, and underworld regions, revealing secrets of the cosmos and imprisonment of evil angels. Significance and history, status and canon. Though considered scriptured by Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, if I'm pronouncing that right, it is generally considered part of the what is that thing word? Falsely attributed writings by other traditions. Rediscovery. While lost in the West for centuries, it was rediscovered in Ethiopia in the 18th century, and fragments were later found among the Dead Sea Scrolls in Aramaic, which I don't know how I feel about the Dead Sea Scrolls. They sound kind of iffy. They've always sounded kind of iffy to me. Don't know much about them, though. Anyways, it is highly valuable for understanding the theological atmosphere, apocalyptic expectations, and allegory prevalent in Judea during the Second Temple period, roughly 300 BC to 100 AD. Structure. The Book of Enoch is actually a compilation of 5 district smaller books written at different times, including the Book of the Watchers, the Book of Parables, the Astronomical Book, the Book of Dream Visions, and Epistle of Enoch. Alright. I already said why the book was removed, because they don't consider it to be canon. The Book of Enoch was never considered authentic by the Jewish rabbis. Alright, so this is why I want to talk about it. Because you got people that believe that it was excluded on purpose to keep us dumb. I don't know. But you heard who they said excluded it. Jewish rabbis. And there's a lot of people against Jewish people right now, not just Jewish. They try to make it sound like everybody's against Jewish, but it's really against the state of Israel. Again, from my understanding, I'm not getting into that. So, automatically, when the people that are already buying into all that and this and that or whatever it is, they're automatically going to say, of course it was them. Of course, you know. At least in my head. That's how I think they would work that out. The reason why I give a damn is because I don't think it's a great idea for people to necessarily be believing in, fallen angels. Not saying there's not such a thing. Not saying there's not such a thing as angels or the opposite of angels. Fallen angels. We'll call them what you will. It sounds kind of iffy to me, like people believe in that this bloodline of half angels, half humans run the world, and it's getting brought up now with the whole file dump. I don't care to talk about most of this shit because I don't think, one, it's hard to know what is real and what's not real nowadays. It's going to get harder with AI. I don't even want to go into the files, but I've heard something already about how, something on the lines of how there's a lot of it that was collected from like anonymous tips and all this stuff. But anyways, the point being is, you don't know what the hell is real or not. You don't know what's a distraction. You don't know what you could believe or what you can't believe. And on top of all that, you're now going to be worrying about supernatural stuff. It just sounds crazy to me. It sounds crazy to me. There, I said it. It just sounds a little cuckoo. Okay? Not saying there isn't such things, but to be going around filling your head with this or that, you know, whenever I hear anything, and it makes me feel a certain way, and it makes me start questioning things and believing things, especially extraordinary things, whatever. Whether it's UFOs or fallen angels. Or start to think, who wants me to think about this? Who wants me to believe in this stuff? You know? And there's a sense of, it must be true because it was excluded, because it was hidden, but it's not anymore. And I just think it's a crock of shit. I think that if whatever's really going on, you and me we're not going to know it. Like George Carlin said, it's a big fucking club and you're not in it. We're not in it. Listen, I don't know who's in the club, who isn't in the club. Alright? I'm standing outside fucking like Doug and Steve Batavi. Okay? Or at least not me, because I don't even give a fuck about going to no club. You know what I mean? I don't go to clubs. But you get my point. We're the innocent people just trying to have a good time. Just trying to, maybe, listen to a little music, dance, party. This sounds terrible. Okay, it sounds terrible. Fuck the club analogy. All I'm saying is the people that, look up to these people, they're assholes too, But the people that sit here and they go, oh, this person's a half angel, you're a fucking asshole too. You're a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, and you're delusional. You're kind of delusional. I mean, nobody knows what's what, really, when it comes down to it. And I don't see how anybody could sit there and fucking stare into a camera and be like, no, this is what's really going on. Is it what's going on, or is it what they want you to think it's going on? I mean, which sucks. It sucks not being, what do you do if you can't fucking believe in anything, if you don't, you don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not saying don't care about people getting hurt, don't care, but if you can't prove it, and it's just assholes pointing fingers across the aisles, getting us to fight each other, instead of focusing on our lives, trying to better our lives so we could actually make a fucking change in the world, then hell yeah, don't fucking give a fuck, Like, if there's actually evidence, then why the fuck aren't people in jail? Even when there's actually evidence, people don't go to jail, the rich people, whatever, so what? And part of me, it's like, hey, asshole, that's what they want too. They want you to not give a fuck. They want you to say blah, blah, blah. They want you to say this exact shit. So you can't fucking win. You can't win, no matter what you do. Unless you just live your fucking life. Sorry for all the cussing. Unless you just live your life and you try to be the best person you could be. But if you're filling your head with all this fucking shit, thinking you're this fucking close from unlocking the secret of fucking the universe, when you're really just got your head up your iPhone's ass, watching all these, going down a rabbit hole. It sounds insane to me. It sounds insane. Now, I could be so far fucking off, so off my rocker, that people could watch this and say, well, what the fuck are you talking about? I get it. But I would rather live my life and speak on things that I know for sure, and the things that actually, affect my life and have some importance in my life. And when I don't know about something that's, whatever, like this, I'll come on here, but I still feel that even if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll do some research. And I'll fucking admit that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, alright? But what I'm not going to do is sit there and act like I know everything. And I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And I know who's in the club and what kind of club in it. And what kind of music they're playing in the club. And what people are in the club. I don't fucking know. Neither do you. Neither does the next guy. And then you got fake ass people out here that are feds, pushing fucking people's needles, pushing people's fucking buttons just to fuck with them, just to it's ridiculous. It's who could say the worst shit, it's fucking ridiculous. It really is. It really is. And spending time getting pissed off at people, this or that, it's fucking retarded. Now, when it comes to our politics and our fucking leaders and shit, it's a shame. It's a shame. Like I said, it's a fucking shame that they keep us distracted fighting each other. So distracted that it's hard to look into this. I don't want to fucking look into this shit. I don't want to look into it and see, because even when people take the time to look into stuff, where does it go? It doesn't go nowhere. So yeah, it's a catch-22. I'm running in circles here. So why live your life like that? I'm sorry, but I'm not going to live my life like that. I am not going to... I'll listen to a theory. I'll listen to the theories. Okay? I'll listen to ideas all day. But I'm not going to sit here and say, I know for sure, because I read it off Google AI or whatever, wherever you heard it. I would love to know what people think. I would love to know. I don't even want to post this shit because there's people that are so fucking trapped, so in there, so dead set that they know everything, that they're willing to fight me. Some random guy telling them, hey, yo, calm down, buddy. Calm down. You're foaming at the mouth. And these are just allegations. These are just accusations. These are just fucking, theories. These are just, You don't know shit, neither do I, okay? There, I said it. And, perhaps we can't do something, perhaps we can. But what would be better? 1 million people trying to be the best person they could be to make this world better? Or 1 million people caught up in some crazy shit, slipping their life away, distracting their life, not fucking becoming a good person, getting behind on bills, losing everything. Yeah, that's really the change we need. No. Now, there is a part of me that also goes, yeah, don't just be a fucking cog in the wheel. Don't just be a cog in the wheel. That's what they want to. They want you to be a good little person that just goes to work. And yeah, I get it. I get it. Find your passion. Find some dream. If this is your dream, okay. I'm not knocking it. You know, if you find some way to live happily off of it, and you consider it your life to be successful, by all means, flatter yourself, do it. I don't care. I'm not against it. But I'm talking about the people that just sit back and absorb. These people that just spit out shit like they know exactly what they're talking about, or worse, propped up from one side or the other to keep us fucking divided. I mean, look, it's fucking nuts where we've gotten to. I don't think anybody could deny that it's nuts. Okay? Are we living in a fucking movie? What's going on here? I don't fucking know. All I know is that I want people to have good lives, and I don't want people to be falling down rabbit holes. Okay? I don't want people to just be another cog in the wheel either. It's, you know, it's a hard spot to be in. I'm in a tough spot, okay? But just don't waste your life thinking about this shit, especially when nothing can be done. But also, I'm not telling you just give up. There ain't nothing wrong with working so you can provide for yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with having a decent little life with a family. There's nothing wrong with trying to become something. We got people convinced that, you know, it's stupid to try to have a job. It's stupid to try to create your own business. And, you know, it's evil somehow. It's like, no, this shit is evil. This shit is evil. Getting people to sit there and be so distracted and not know what the fuck's real or what's not and all this stuff, and, you know, not focus on what's important and all, that's evil. That's evil. And evil is going to win, no matter what evil it is. If that's the case, it's going to win. It's going to win. Now, something told me to talk about this shit, and I would like to think that that's good. That's good, because what bad could come out of me not obsessing over something that I can never verify? Whether it's this book of the Bible or some other fucking book, okay? I hate to say it. And, yeah, I'm not saying I know everything. I'm saying nobody knows everything. And perhaps there is some elite motherfuckers that know a lot more than we do. And whatever. Maybe they got the game on lock, right? That's a tough job. That's a tough job to be in control of 8-9 billion people. I'm sure you could do a better job at it. I wouldn't want that damn pressure. When it comes to like local stuff, people should pay attention to their local elections. If they get people not to believe in anything, you know, kind of like what I'm saying, and then you don't pay attention to anything, and you don't have a job, therefore, or you don't have a business, therefore you're not interested. If I guarantee you start a business in your local area, and you start making some money, and you start getting taxed and shit, you're gonna fucking care what those things are going towards, and you're gonna get involved. And perhaps that's what they don't want. You know, they want a bunch of people watching Netflix, distracted, living off the government, not voting, not believing in it. Yeah, it's a lot easier to do what you want then. And people are thinking it's some elite group, or there's good people and there's shitty people. You can't convince me that there's no good people. That you can't convince me that just because you you own a business, you're an evil person. It's tough. It's a tough world out there. I'm not saying I got all the answers again. All I'm saying is that something is telling me, hey, talk about this. And because yeah, I'm not wasting I'm not wasting my life worrying, distracting myself on a maybe, on a theory. You know, I'll deal more in absolutes. And it doesn't mean I don't have faith, because I definitely have faith. I believe wholeheartedly that in a creator. Now, I can't say what that creator is, but I think that creator every day, and I'm happy to be alive. I'm not ungrateful. I try not to be ungrateful. I try not to take life for granted. Doesn't mean I live up to it all the time. Doesn't mean I'm the best person I could be. I could be a whole lot better. But how are you going to get better if you're just focused on all this shit? I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I'm sorry, but for any of us, if that's the way we're going to live our lives. And it's only going to get worse as, AI comes out, and then you really aren't going to know what to believe. I feel bad for the next generations. I feel bad. I don't know. I would like to think good will win. Overall, good will win. But I don't know. Because unfortunately, or I would say this, unfortunately, they would like us to believe that there's a lot of people that are just sheep, distracted. But, there's probably a lot of good people that think just like me, that are just trying to live life too, not worry too much, but also not be naive. And it's getting harder to talk about this shit without getting attacked, without fearing, without being like, well, is it worth it? Because some know-it-all is going to act like I'm completely wrong, even though I'm just trying to tell people to think what's best for them, to worry about what's best for them, worry about their life and what affects their life. Now, it doesn't mean you can't think about other people. I mean, this doesn't necessarily benefit my life to try to talk about this stuff, but I feel like I have to talk about it. I feel like, now that it's getting more and more like in the mainstream and talked about, I had to throw my 2 cents out there. Perhaps it's the wrong move. I don't know. Time will tell. If I am wrong, and I have a chance to admit it, I will admit it. I don't even know if I'm going to post this shit, because I don't even know what I said. Seriously. But maybe I said some shit, maybe I didn't. I don't know. If it's posted, then I posted it. And let me know what you think. And feel free to criticize me. Say what you will. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not always living right. A lot of that is laziness. A lot of that is stress. And this shit just adds to it. It doesn't help. So, yeah. Let me know. Thanks for watching.